Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. It is that time of the year again. We're at the 2090 whatever save. So at the moment we're at 2098. This is the last year you can actually be in the game before the game actually kicks you out. So if you finish the playoffs, the game will kick you out. And from previous years, it kicks you out and doesn't let you back in, which I find silly. But I mean, obviously, why can't you just go back in and look what was there? But yeah, in terms of that, you cannot go further than this. This is the final year in my league you can be. And I'm just going to show you what the league is like. So, obviously, this is 80 years in the future. I would be 99 when this year happens, because I was born in May, so I'm not even 100 yet. So, this is crazy. Every time I do this every year, I always get blown away by just some of the stuff I find. The first thing I'll show you, where is it? Where is it? Salary cap table. If we go to the 76ers, they are paying $150 million for one player in one season. $150 million. And all I'm saying is, I hope he has won stuff in his career. He has 4 Hall of Fame badges, so he's won 2 NBA champions. He's won 2 NBA championships. He's a 9-time All-Star. But can you justify $150 million for one season? Can you imagine if he gets hurt for the entire season? Can you imagine if he has a Gordon Hayward kind of season? Like where he gets injured 6 minutes into his game and he's out for the season. You would be so salty. It'd be unbelievable. And these menus this year. Can we just talk about the menus this year? They are so laggy. Like, why is this so slow? Like, it is ridiculously slow. 70 million there. 50 million there. 60 million there. It's, yeah. The contracts, so, let me just put this into context. The game has simulated itself. I have not messed with anything. I haven't messed with the rules. I haven't messed with who signs who. I haven't messed with what player goes where. Everything has been done by the game. I've had no interaction with it. So, some of the rules they've had is they've abolished the... If you just look at that luxury tax. Now, there isn't a team on $1 billion, but there are a few teams in the 900 million in luxury tax, and the team salary is for most teams is like 500 million. So the salary cap was gone. That was gone quite early. So that kind of ruined the NBA, if you could say, because money kind of ruins almost all sports. At the moment, if you just look at football, it's kind of... And I'm thinking football, you know, where you pass it on the floor, not the one that you throw. Football has ruined that. Money has ruined football to an extent. But yeah, let's just look at some of the league leaders. You could probably see some of the big contracts. Look at that, 56 million for him there, 76 million for him. It's just some of these contracts are absolutely ridiculous. And... that's 70 million, but obviously there was that one $150 million contract. That was just crazy. Alright, so a thing that let me down while I was monitoring this save is so I'll just go through all these MVPs and then I'll go through all the awards. But if you look when I go to the past champions, there wasn't really like any big dynasties. There wasn't like only a few players won a few finals MVPs. There was a lot of players that only won it once, and there's like so many finals MVPs. You was hoping that, you know, you get one player who dominates for a decade. There was kind of that, but he wasn't. There was one player that springs to my mind about being just absolutely dominant for his time, and obviously I get to him when he comes. But in the 90s, Patrick Ford, it's his year. The Celtics have been. I mean, they haven't really won a lot of championships this decade, but they have had some. They have had some. What's the word I'm looking for? Some excitement, just because obviously look at the player. But they've only made the finals 2 times, so yeah, my Knicks actually did well this save. So let's just scroll down and see if I can recognize any of these players. Strickland, he was really good for the Trailblazers. Wells, he was pretty decent for the Orlando Magic, getting 3 MVPs in a row. Saric for the Timberwolves. Now he was unbelievable. Look at them MVPs. He was so good and still winning them. Gregor, he was pretty decent for the Rockets. Josh Sparks, the Celtics had a lot of really good big men. Like both of these, like Sparks and Fort were both big men. So they had a lot of like really good big men. So it's kind of cool. Austin Barnes, he was really good for the Clippers. Apart from that, let's just keep going. The Pelicans had a few dominant players. This is the guy, Jalen Green. He was absolutely insane, and he came quite after. Like, so Curry was the last MVP. Look at this, the Warriors. So the Warriors dominated for the first couple of years. So, and it was rather annoying. But yeah, Jalen Green, he was an absolute monster, and he was so dominant. So let's just have a look at the past champions. So the Clippers had a three-peat. So they could have had a four-peat, if that's actually a thing. But my Knicks stopped them at the first season. The Trailblazers also had a three-peat, and then it was just a couple of different winners. The Kings even won it. Like, we were at this point in time, Knicks were really good. They were making the finals every now and then. They won a few conference finals. Like, they even got to the conference finals quite a bit. So the Knicks were really decent around the 70s and the 80s. Miami had a three-peat. If we just keep on going down, there you can just see a lot of different winners. You can see the Lakers. The Lakers, I feel like, were the most unlucky team in this because they made the finals so many times, and they just... I swear they made it. I swear they were in the playoffs a lot more than that. But I remember them being in the finals a lot more than that, and they never won the championship. So, I don't know, maybe if I just slowly... Or maybe I remember it differently. Maybe they got to the conference finals a few times and just wasn't able to do anything. But yeah, they just look at that. 2 times they lost to the Clippers in the finals, and obviously to the Wizards. And it's just the Clippers hardly did anything, which is quite shocking, to be honest, because it's the Lakers. So the Pelicans, they did really well. Obviously, the Knicks stopped them, and so did the Clippers. And the Knicks stopped them again. Look at that. 3 times they went to the finals, and 3 times they went to the finals, and they were stopped. But that didn't set them back. They just continued grinding, and they won 2 NBA championships. So here are the Nets. This is where Jalen Green's territory was. So he was the first Finals MVP. Look at this dominance from the Warriors. And what's even this is what really annoyed me. If you saw on Twitter, after they'd won this championship, Draymond Green left and they signed Kristaps Porzingis. I wasn't very happy. Kristaps, I hope you never leave us because you're our baby. So if we just go up to the Jalen Green era, he was dragging the Nets so much. Like, made the finals there, won there, made the finals there. They were just up there. I feel like the Nets really performed. They're up there in the best teams that have performed. Just because while there was a couple years separating between the championships up here, I mean, they haven't won it actually in a while. So I don't know. Maybe it's based on this. Who do you guys think actually are the best team? I'm gonna say it's either the Nets or I don't know. The Grizzlies did rather well, and so did the Heat. But up here, it's the Trailblazers and the Clippers really started to come into their own. But obviously, it all depends on the draft and who you draft. And yeah, so league leaders in the points. Look at this 13 points. For a season, the league decided to go to the 30-second shot clock. Then a year later, they were just like, nah, that's just a terrible idea. So we'll just get rid of that. So DeRosso, obviously a scoring beast. I don't know why I'm saying obviously. You don't even know who he is. Saric for the Timberwolves. He was performing very, very well. Look at this Seymour guy for the Clippers. CJ Ellis. CJ, his name sounds familiar. I don't know, maybe I've seen him a couple of times. Mo Mullins, solid performance from him. Look at this. Joshua Collins, he won the scoring title so many times. Oh, I should have said this at the start. In the description, there is a full like list of of everyone who won an award and how many times they won it. So I don't have the list in front of me, but Joshua Collins obviously won it a lot of times. There were a couple of players who won like the assists per game title like many times. Like, look at this dominance from Jalen Green. He was such an amazing scorer, and he just dragged the nets. Look at that! Go, Kristaps, man! What are you doing? It's just but yeah, Giannis, he was trying to drag the Bucks just to contend with the Warriors, but the Warriors were just too strong. Rebounds, Drummond, he started off really well. Gary Barnes for the Bucks, he was, I think he came in with Giannis, and then Giannis retired like somewhere around here. I want to say. So he's, it's just the Nets just had some amazing players, and I think obviously Jalen Green is obviously he's probably the player of the save, I reckon, just because he was so dominant for so long. Look at this Phil Benjamin guy. He was so good. Let's just keep going up. There's Josh Sparks again. Saric once again for the Timberwolves. Just keep going up. And then Rashid Elliott is doing... Look at that, 19 rebounds. I wish you could go a few more seasons, because I'd love to see what he ended up on, but it's unfortunately... Now, assists. There were a lot of repeat winners for the assists. Like, look at this, Vin Payne. He is actually... I will show you the NBA records and the all-time records and things like that. Let's just say he's very up there. And when you see how many assists he had, you'll be very, very annoyed. So, we just keep going down. Dwayne Outlaw for the Raptors, he was pretty decent. Moody and Rossi for the Lakers and Trailblazers. They were the point guards of the 50s and 40s. They were just so good, so dominant. Just keep going down. Kyle Simmons, again, Rossi there once again for the Trailblazers. Just keep going down. Look at this, Lonzo Ball. Lonzo was really good at the start of the save, and he just kept up his passing game, and he was really, really good. Steals per game. This was the most annoying thing to document, because there was almost a different winner every single year, and it was so annoying because my graph just kept going down, and I just couldn't, like, I was just like, please don't. Blocks that. So obviously you get the dominant big man. You just see from this. It's just. Oh, help if I would go down on the right one. It's just, you see, and it's just a lot. The big men in this really, really shined. There were so many good big men. There were so many, like, they tend to be for the Celtics and the Timberwolves, and there's a couple for the Magic as well. It's just some of the big men that came from the game were absolutely unbelievable. Let's go to the minutes. Colin Sexton, he was unbelievable for the Cavs. Unbelievable indeed. Like, I think it was like in the 2023 season, and they were first in the conference. I was like, what? How did that happen? But if we just keep going up on the minutes, there wasn't really any 40-minute guys, which that would have been cool to see, but ayo, what you gonna do? So the Hall of Fame, you won't probably recognize many of these names. I mean, you might from just looking through all the graphs and looking through everything. But yeah, there's just, like, looking back on it, it's, oh yeah, the Hall of Fame in the game is actually glitched. Like, players can enter the Hall of Fame like 3 times or 4 times. Look at that, Hazard, 4 times he got in, 5 times he was in the Hall of Fame, 6 times he's in the Hall of Fame. It's just, this is a little bit broken, unfortunately, but, I mean, what are you gonna do? And then you get to some of the real players here. LeBron, I believe, is in the Hall of Fame like 3 or 4 times. It was quite weird. And now we're down to where we were before. Alright, what should we look at next? Let's look at NBA records. LeBron scored almost 50,000 points. And there's obviously Jalen Green just dominating as ever. Joshua Collins and Curry up in there. I'll show you like the top 25, I guess. Seriously, look how many players. Like, Kareem is now 5th. It's just crazy how many players passed Kareem. Alright, so if we look at field goals made, LeBron's obviously going to be up there. Just look at 3-pointers, Curry, LaMelo Ball is actually up there, which is quite interesting. Free throws, Jalen Green almost getting up to Karl Malone. I don't know, he just didn't want to play anymore. Rebounds, I don't think anyone's ever touching this Will Chamberlain record. It's unbelievable how many rebounds. Look at this! Oh, it's Julio Moody, not Vin Payne. But why couldn't he just get one more assist to make it 18,000? Like blocks, Hakeem is he's untouchable in blocks. Steals, John Stockton, he's still leading. LeBron and Steph retired on the same amount of blocks. That's kind of funny. And LeBron, 67,000 minutes. He played 25 years in the NBA, which is just unbelievable when you think about it. Look at that. DeAndre Jordan, number 1 for field goal percentage. Alright, season. I don't think... Oh yeah, Costas, 2096, he scored almost 3,000 points. Costas was a really decent scorer, and he's still playing at the moment, so unfortunately we won't get to see where he ends up on. Rebounds, no, that's field goals. 3-pointers, Curry is just, Curry's Curry, he's just dominant. Free throws, no one on there. It's a little annoying. Rebounds, no one's on there. Wilt is just madness. Assists, Kyle Simon is in there. Alonzo is up there. Luigi Rossi, Moody, Alonzo Ball once again. Blocks, I don't think anyone's on here. Minute. Okay, so look at per game. So no one broke Kobe's record, which is, it is what it is. Joshua Collins is up here with 74. No one's in there for field goals. 3-pointers, Lillard. His record is still standing today. 16 3-pointers made. That's what? 48 points on just 3-pointers? Which is quite ridiculous when you think about it. Austin Barnes, 27 free throws. Wow. No one on that. Assists. The 30 assist record still stood. A couple players got to 29. But they just couldn't get that last assist. That's kind of funny. No one's on the blocks. Steal, Danny Hooper is in there with 11. The record still stood. Minutes. I don't think anyone's ever touched these minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous how many minutes there are. Rebound, turnovers, the record still stands. Playoff games, the playoff records got absolutely smashed. Well, most of them anyway. Field goals made. Steph is tied with Jordan. 3-pointers, Curry's obviously up there. Look at that, all on 13, which is quite funny. Bob Cousy's still up there with free throws made. And once again, no one's ever touching those. Assists, 27 assists in a playoff game. It's not too bad, is it? Blocks, just multiple players had 10. They just couldn't get the 11th. Allen Iverson's record for steals is still up there. And once again, no one is touching these minutes. Turnovers, people love destroying those. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to leave the video. If you guys want to see anything in this save that I haven't showed, by all means, post it in the comments. I might make a second video on this. If you guys want me to play a game, I might do that. The Knicks are in the playoffs, so I can play some games if you guys want me to. By all means, if you want me to do that, just post it in the comments. And yeah, anything you want to see, guys, by all means, post it in the comments. I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. See you guys later. Take care. Peace.